And the one that does it, the Federal Reserve, they're not even a government agency.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, when Putin, the Russian ex-president Putin, when he said that America, talking about that America is a parasite on the economy of the world. Because of the technology, they put you in a situation where you say, oh, you're talking about my country. Don't talk about my country like that. He ain't talking about America. You ain't the parasite on it. You don't control the money supply. Not me and you. He know who he talking about. Maybe you don't. And their name is not Abdullah or Madiun, huh? Or Elamine or Latif. We know what the names are. We know where they live. I use the analogy of conjoined twins, or some say Siamese twins. Although they have limited life, they will risk an operation that may result in death to one or both to have a complete and a full life. So Imam Muhammad, he taught us of the Arabic proverb that says, I don't accept to be in a cage, though my bars be made of gold. No, we need freedom. And who brought us to that concept first? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said, do for self and kind. Right? Now, he's the one that freed us to think that it was even possible for us to have an independent mind, an independent community. We were taught to be so dependent upon other people that upon the freeing of the slaves by Abraham Lincoln, the slaves came back to the slave master and said, please don't put me out. No, you laugh, but really look at the reality of the situation. Where were they going to go? They had no education. The skills that they had, you know, they could do farming and labor, but they had no means, they had no capital. They had also in this country, they had what they called sharecroppers. And they didn't have any money to sharecrop. They had to try to get somebody. Some of them entered into contracts with their former slave masters because they still needed somebody to do the work. You see? So really, when you look at it, we weren't prepared for that. And as Imam Muhammad said, we didn't get any debriefing. We weren't debriefed from that. But we were given the worst form of slavery in that we were given the concept of a man as God. And the one that we were given was a man that looked like that. So after they opened up, because at one time we didn't have the freedom to worship. We couldn't have no religion. But when they said, okay, now you're free. You're free to have your own religion. Did they give us a study in comparative religion? Hey, choose for yourself. Did they tell us that a significant portion of our ancestors that were brought here as slaves were Muslims? No. No. They didn't tell us that. Did they tell us that the first iftar at the White House with Thomas Jefferson was with Thomas Jefferson? The first iftar? No. We had to dig all that out. That's how our first Muslim congressman, Keith Ellison, how he was able to take his oath of office on the Quran. That was Thomas Jefferson's Quran. So they want to go back to the founding fathers. Let's go back. See, now we have an opportunity to look at history from a different light, with a different light on it, a different perspective. Huh? Yes. So when we look at what they told us, what they taught us in history about the Muslims, they call them pirates. The Barbary pirates. We talked about this in the Jumuah last week, I believe last week or the week before. And they accused them of being pirates and that they were hijacking American ships in their waters, hijacking American ships, and kidnapping the people. But look at the time frame now. Go back and look at it. That was the same time frame they were using American ships to bring our people from the northern coast of Africa back here as slaves. Could that have been self-defense? I mean, I'm just saying, is that open for consideration? I don't know. But I'm looking at the time frame and say, hey, listen, you coming over there with ships and grabbing out people, we're going to snatch some of yours. So we want to look at is economic justice. They throw these terms out. Socialism. Capitalism. Marxism. Communism. They accuse the president of being a socialist. And he gave almost $1 trillion to the big banks, the big boys, and insurance companies, with no strings attached. I mean, what else can he do? Make sajda in front of them? No, don't lie. That's what they want. Not the physical sajda. They want, see, when they say he's not one of us, they're identifying reality. See, you just looking at it, oh, because he's black. No, that ain't what they're talking about. He still maintains a spirit of freedom, justice, and equality. And that's what they don't want. That's a problem. Allah, there is no God but He. And it's not you. I hate to break it to you. I hate to bust your bubble. So that's why the Muslim is a problem. Or the believer, I should say, not the Muslim. You know, The Economist magazine is it's a conservative magazine, but it deals with serious subjects of economics. Do you know that they had on the front page of The Economist magazine, the lead story was on what? The jinn. You believe that? The jinn. Because they know that they want to do business with the Muslim world, but they know that a lot of the understanding of the Muslim world is caught up in mythology. And again, Imam Muhammad's tafsir put him, and by extension us, at odds with the rest of the Muslim world. They're seeing creatures roaming around out in the forest. And they documented this in the piece. And that's a problem. When you're walking around with people today and they have that kind of understanding, that's frightening. That's frightening.
Yeah.
See, I'm talking to you, but you're talking to me too. And I'm picking up some vibes. Some of y'all ain't happy with this. You wasn't happy when the Imam said it, you definitely ain't happy when I'm saying it. The Imam said the jinn is an aspect of the human nature.
Come on.
Don't think that conversation was taking place outside of Adam. That was taking place inside of Adam.
Yes. Make it clear.
So W.D. Muhammad, he didn't just come to help us and save us. He came to help and save the whole Muslim world. And he did. And by extension, the whole